Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Monday afternoon here from Kindred today from Progressive Ag Field. It is Region 1 softball as the Central Cass Squirrels match up with the Kindred-Richland Vikings. I'm Chase Miller with you from a warm, blustery Kindred today where it is 93 degrees currently, mostly sunny skies with wind gusts 25, 35 to even 40 or more miles per hour to 45 potentially throughout the course of the game, and the wind is blowing in today, so if you're going to hit one down the right field line, you will have to get a good hold of it just to get it to right. If you're playing right field, it'll slice away a little bit from you here today. The Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels, second matchup of the season between these two clubs. Central Cass won back on April the 8th in Castleton, 8-6. All roads lead to Fargo, where you see our center field camera again battling a little bit of those wind conditions here today in Kindred. But the Region 1 softball tournament begins on Saturday at Coss Field in Castleton. Then it will go on Monday and Tuesday as well, with Tuesday being the state qualifier and also the Region 1 championship. Top two teams make it to state, which will be on May the 29th, beginning on that Thursday, May the 29th in Fargo through May the 31st. And Central Cass and Kindred have really put their thumbprint on Class B softball here over the last decade plus. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll dive into the matchup a little bit more, go over our players in terms of the starting lineup, who's all in the starting nine for both teams here today. That and more is still to come here on yourliveevent.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Coverage of the Region 1 softball matchup between the Vikings and the Squirrels continues here on yourliveevent.com as we take a look at how the teams fared in the midseason madness in Fargo over the weekend. For the Central Cass Squirrels, going 2-1, falling to the Minot High Magi, but then defeating Thompson and the Beulah Miners after today for Central Cass. They will have one more game on the schedule, which is Thursday up in Thompson, part of a makeup game from earlier in the month of April. So that is next year for the Central Cass Squirrels, and head coach Scott Koss with a mark of 16-5 on the season, 9-0 in Region 1 play. Well, for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, head coached by Sam Brandt with a mark of 11 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie, 6-1 in Region 1 play. They have a contest with Northern Cass coming up here on Wednesday night, which will be senior night for the Vikings, their final game of the Region 1 tournament. The Vikings, again, head coached by Sam Brandt, went 0-3 at the midseason madness, losing to the Dickinson Midgets 14-8, falling by Beulah by 1 run, then losing to the Thompson Tommies 15-9. So that's a look at both the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels. Last season, these two teams met in the state tournament out in Jamestown, in which the Vikings came out on top by a final of 6-1. The Vikings with a state championship in 2024, 2017, 16, and 2014. They've been to the state tournament 11 times. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, they have well been to the state tournament 11 times. Here were 6 state championships, most recently coming back in 2002, in which they ruled the Vikings back in 2002. The Squirrels with championships in 13, 15, 18, 19, 2021, and alongside 2022. And again, the Region 1 softball tournament begins on Saturday. We will have the Region 1 baseball tournament and the Region 1 softball tournament on yourliveevent.com. The same for Region 2, the Southeast Track and Field meet, and the Northeast Track and Field meet on Friday. That all is pending Mother Nature. But again, that'll be what is this week. For more information, simply go to our website, yourliveevent.com, and check out our complete rundown of games scheduled and what we have to offer coming up here throughout the month of May and into April. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, take a look at the starting lineups, and the first pitch is around the corner here from Kindred. It's Region 1 softball.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we get ready for the starting lineups here today for the Central Cass Squirrels, they will go like this. Whitney Mitchell will be batting leadoff. The sophomore pitcher will also be in the circle here for Central Cass. Sophie Sherwhite, the sophomore shortstop, will be batting second. Aspen Preen batting third, the junior catcher for Central Cass, followed by Brady Bussey in that cleanup spot for the junior first baseman. Madeline Stieg, the sophomore third baseman, batting fifth. And then you have Zimmerman, the junior right fielder. She will be batting in the number 6 spot here for Rhea. From there, Kaylee Halverson, the sophomore designated player, will be batting 7th. Flanagan, the 8th grader, batting 8th for the second baseman. Kara Gunnifson, the junior center fielder, will be batting 9th, and then Rachel Parkhouse will be in the flex position, the sophomore left fielder. So Mitchell, Sherwhite, Preen, Bussey, Stieg, Zimmerman, Halverson, Flanagan, Gunnifson, and Parkhouse will be in the flex spot here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. While for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they'll go like this. A senior shortstop is Leah Rowland batting leadoff. From there, you have Eliana Schmitz, the senior second baseman, batting second. Cora Johnson, the senior pitcher, will be batting third here today for Sam Brandt and the Vikings. Jenna Tazart, the sophomore center fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. Josie Mathias will be batting fifth for the junior catcher. Sierra Nipstead will be in right for the freshman. She will be batting sixth. Charlie Odegaard, the junior designated player, batting seventh. Brianna Fuchsa, the junior first baseman, batting eighth. Fuchsa again batting eighth. Lila Kittleson, the junior third baseman, batting ninth, and Kate Odegaard in the flex spot for the freshman left fielder here today for Sam Brandt's club and the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Again, Roland, Schmitz, Johnson, DeZark, Matthias, Nipstead, Odegaard, Fuchsa, Kittleson, and Odegaard here respectively for the Vikings. The Vikings here on the season will have one more game on this very softball diamond on Wednesday before making their way to Castleton. Between these two teams, they will either be the 1 or the 2 seed, barring what the outcome is here today. A Central Cass win, the Squirrels would end up being the one in the regular season champs. A Kindred-Richland win, then it would be a matter of how much do they win by, because Central Cass does have a 2-run advantage in terms of the head-to-head run differential between the two clubs. And the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred-Richland Vikings, again, both with one game left. Then they'll have games on Saturday, which will be a single elimination on Saturday beginning at noon in Castleton. You'll have 1 versus 8, 4, 5, 2, 7, and 3 versus 6. You win, you advance to the double elimination portion of the tournament. You lose, and your season comes to a close. So the first day of the Region 1 tournament, very similar to how basketball has been, where if you can win, you know you got another game in hand even with the loss. If you lose, then your season comes to a close. So that's a look at the Region 1 softball tournament, which will be on Saturday, a week from today, on Monday, and then on Tuesday as well. And then a week and a half in between that and state softball, with state track and field already going to be in Bismarck next Thursday through Saturday. So a little bit of a time in between, just with what they have with some dual sport athletes between baseball and softball. So the Central Cass Squirrels looking to be the 1 seed. The Vikings also looking to be the 1 seed here out of Region 1. And for more baseball and coverage, you can simply go to our website. That again is yourliveevent.com. Hit subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check out previous games from the Region 1 softball tournament over the last couple of seasons. 2 years ago here in Kindred-Richland as well, and what they were able to do for the Vikings and everything else. So check that out. And then last year being down in Hankins. And again, it's the Region 1 baseball and Region 1 softball tournaments on yourliveevent.com. And then for softball fans, we will also get to the Shields Softball All-Star Series, which will be the first Monday and Tuesday of June. Monday will be on Albrecht Field in Grand Forks, home of the University of North Dakota softball team. And then we'll make our way to Minot as well for the Shields Softball All-Star Series. So that and more is still to come, just a few weeks away, a little bit after Memorial Day, and then we're getting into the postseason for sports here already in just a few days when it comes to North Dakota. Regional golf is just around the corner as well. When we come back after this, we'll get you ready for the starting lineups and the opening pitch here one more time today between the Squirrels and the Vikings. It's Region 1 Softball on yourliveevent.com.
Ready to save time, aggravation, and money? The team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered. servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
As we get ready for the opening pitch here today in Kindred, again, clear skies, 93 degrees, winds from 25 to 35 miles an hour. That's before the gusts, and the gusts are coming nearly straight in to home plate here today. Corey Johnson in the circle, opening pitch at 4:30 as we begin another week here in the month of May. This one will be in there for a strike. It's now 0-1 to Mitchell, and happy belated Mother's Day to all of you and yours out there who celebrated yesterday. No balls and a strike on the way. Johnson again with Josie Mathias behind the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch upcoming. This one will run in for a ball. It's now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Mitchell. Sherwhite and Preen, the top third of the lineup here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Righty-righty matchup to begin things off. Johnson in the circle with the 1-1. This one is hit high in the air, playable, and the second baseman will see this with the wind, as we were curious on how it was going to play throughout the course of the day. The first baseman, Fuchs, got out of the way, but that one just kept tailing away from the second baseman. It landed in foul territory for a strike, so now it's 1-2. But even just a high fly or a lazy fly today will be a little bit interesting, particularly in the infield, and anything that's going out from left field, that'll come on in. Center field will go to right, and right field will go more down the right field line here, down the west side here in Kindred. Here's the 1-2 offering. Strike 3 looking, and Mitchell is retired. Johnson gets the strikeout, 1 down on the Bank North scoreboard here in the top of the first inning. As you'll see, Sophie Sherwhite, the sophomore shortstop, coming in here against Cora Johnson. Last time these two teams met this season, or met in this particular ball club, Danica Kareth and Mitchell went the distance in a 14-15 inning softball game that went extra innings in what was a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel last season. 1 ball, no strikes on the way to the number 2 batter here to Sherwhite. This one is fisted. That'll go foul. Now 1-1. From Progressive Egg Fields, you got 2 softball diamonds going. The C squad, and varsity on 1. Get ready for the JV game to follow here. Just this first Region 1 counter. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way from Johnson. That'll miss low. It's 2-1. Tomorrow on yourliveevent.com, it will be a late one under the lights up in Hillsboro. Thompson and Hillsboro Central Valley in a Region 2, Region 1 matchup. JV at 5 with varsity to follow roughly at around 6:30. Josh Boyk will be on the calls. That one, it's Sherwhite, so Sophie will take her base, and there's a runner at first here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Sherwhite will make her way to first, Aspen Preen will bat from the left-handed side here for the junior catcher. As they will come across, make sure everything is good. So Mitchell strikeout as Sherwhite reaches on base. We'll see what Preen, a dangerous batter batting third here in the lineup, can do against Johnson. Looking to bunt, runner's going to go. Here comes a throw down to second, not in time. As sliding in safely here is Sherwood as she gets into scoring position. As Aspen Preen able to take that pitch as there's 1 down with the runner now in scoring position. No balls and a strike on the way here to Preen. Potential RBI single somewhere could bring her in. This one's going to die, and this one's going to be off the glove of the left fielder. That's coming in and playing. That was Kate Odegaard. Odegaard unable to see that one come in the glove as she took a couple steps in, pause, and went off the glove almost on a snow cone there. So Preen gets a base. Runners at first and second now here for the Central Cass Squirrels with Brady Bussey. Nice swing by Preen, a line drive shot. Kate Odegaard with the win, coming in to play that one a little bit, but Preen able to slice that one through. And now there's going to be runners at first and second. Bussey, we'll see this one miss on the zone. It's now 1-0 to the cleanup batter. Central Cass would like to do, get runners on for Preen, Bussey, and Stieg in the middle of the lineup here for the Squirrels. 1 missing out of the zone for a ball. It's 2-0. There's Johnson looking to find the zone here to Bussey. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll be hit in the air. That'll go to left center field. This one might split the gap, and this one will drop in for a base knock. Rounding third on her way home is Sherwhite. Preem's going to be held up there at third base, and it's a RBI double here for Brady Bussey to left center field, and Central Cass has taken the first lead of the game here at 1-0 on the Big North scoreboard. Nice piece of hitting there by Bussey, able to fest that one out to left center field and also through the wind here a little bit to give Central Cass a early 1-0 lead. Well, the Squirrels looking to add on to that 1-0 run as Johnson delivers a strike. It's 0-1 here to Stieg. So an RBI double there by Preem by Bussey. Coming in to score is Sherwhite. As this one missing out of the zone, it's now 1-1. 5 batters up so far here for Central Cass in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down here as Johnson trying to collect her second hit in a row here for the Squirrels as this one runs in at the knee. As Stieg will take a hit by pitch here and she'll get aboard. So a hit by pitch. That's been Preem able to reach base. A double by Bussey. And bases are full yet again here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As this will be in there for a strike off the glove of Josie Mathias. Looks back to runner. Zimmerman, the junior right fielder. No balls and a strike. Upcoming base is full. Central Cass trying to jump on the Vikings early here in the top of the first inning. Already with 1 run across, looking to make it a little bit more. That one swung on a miss as well. It's 0-2. Vikings, the defending champs. Beulah won it 2 years ago. Central Cass 3 years to that. As the 0-2 missing out of the zone, it's now 1-2. Beulah Miners' first team in the West, not named Enderlin, Central Cass, or Kindred-Richland to win a State Peace softball championship. Here's the 1-2. This one will be fouled. We'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, for those of you that just joined us, strikeout of Mitchell. Sherwhite was able to reach base and score after a hit by a pitch and a stolen base. Here out in left field after the swing by Preem. Bussey with a double and Stieg with a hit by pitch. And Zimmerman now behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one has popped up. We'll see how the wind plays this one. As the second baseman will come in, they'll call it an in-flight rule regardless for Schmitz. So Zimmerman is retired, but even had to see Schmitz take a couple of hops towards the first baseline on that one. 2 down, bases still full. And it was Halverson, the sophomore designated player, batting in the 9th spot. As Kaylee will be coming on now here for the Squirrels. Walk hit by pitch. Wild pitch, something for Central Castle. The Vikings looking for this. They get a roller to the second baseman. Schmitz hits it to Fuchsa. 4-3 on the putout to retire the side. 3 left on base here in the top of the first inning. But we have a new score on the Big North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 1. The Vikings coming to the plate on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on Your Live Event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rapp.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside, Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, 3-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to YourLiveEvent.com.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, the Vikings will be going with Leah Rowland to bat things off here and start things off for the Vikings. Schmitz will be batting second. Cora Johnson batting third. Here for the Central Cass Squirrels, Mitchell in the circle with Preem behind the plate. Stieg will be at third base with Sherwhite at short. Flanagan at second, Bussey at first. Zimmerman in right, Gunnifson in center, and Parkhouse in left field. Both teams are in the pinstripes here today. Squirrels in the red uniforms, Vikings in their white. As Roland looks to bunt, this one goes foul. It's now 0-1. So after one run across here for Central Cass, we'll see if they can play with the lead throughout the majority. Well, on the opposite side for the Vikings, they stranded and left 3 Squirrels runners on base, looking to take advantage of that with a run or 2 possibly here in the bottom half of the first inning. Roland, be an interesting batter at the plate here in terms of her ability to slash bunt, do a little bit of everything for Sam Brandt's Vikings club, and if she gets on base, she will be running off into second and possibly even third. There's a slash it up the third base stand that'll go foul. Now it's 1-2. Mitchell at this very contest a season ago, her and Danica Rath just going back and forth at each other in an extra inning affair as Mitchell works ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right now the zone. Good hold there by Roland. Makes the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mitchell with the 2-2 going to be hit on the ground. This will be a tough play for Sherwhite. Just with the speed of Roland, it's an infield single, and Leah is aboard. By the time it takes that second or third hop, and you got to go a little bit even in the hole for Sherwhite, just rolling off and running. She gets board with a leadoff infield single. Now it's Schmitz who will stand at the plate. Eliana here for the senior second baseman. As Roland will stay at first base. You want to know on the way here to Schmitz. See the play for head coach Sam Brandt is on here with a quality at batsman here at Schmitz who can hurt you in some different ways as well. As Roland kind of hanging at first base one more time, and she will slowly make her way back. Now 2-0. You're taking that 1-2 step and then just kind of seeing where the catcher will go. Preen does have a nice gun behind the plate, so these runners sometimes you don't want to have to go if you don't have to. This one's going to be hit on the ground. That'll go to third base. Want to try to get the lead runner at second. They do. Nicely done by Stieg over to Flanagan to get the lead runner by about a step. So Roland's retired as Schmitz able to reach base on a fielder's choice. And there's one down, but Stieg immediately gloving the ball, going to second baseman Flanagan to get the out, not even hesitating on that one as Schmitz now stands at first. Cora Johnson, the senior pitcher. Chance to help her own cause. Will be batting from the right-hand side for the first time. Mitchell will see a right-handed batter, and this one misses low out of the zone. It's 1-0. These two teams, when it comes to Class B again, just have found themselves in state championship after state championship. They've won 10 state titles since 2013 between the Vikings and the Squirrels, and they've played each other a handful of times in those state championship games as well. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Mitchell. This one will be fisted. That one will go foul to the backstop. It's now 1-2, and then every year in Region 1, there's always been that third team, whether it's been the Pirates and the Hankinson Co-op, Enderlin, Northern Cass, the Burros of Hillsborough Central Valley, that has kind of been that 2A or 1A kind of a team following one of these squads. As this one out of the zone now 2-2. 3 seniors in a row here to start things off for head coach Sam Brandt, coming up on Wednesday when they host Northern Cass. That'll be a Wednesday contest. It will be senior night. This one missing low. It now makes the count full at 3-2. So a 2-2 count to Roland. Schmitz was able to work a 2-ball count. Now it's 3-2 on the way here to Cora Johnson. See what the play is with Schmitz at first. If she will take off on the full count or stay put. Mitchell would love a strikeout here. Here's a 3-2. Little check swing that'll go foul, and we'll have another pitch upcoming. Nice bat by Johnson so far, taking some pitches from Mitchell. working the count deep and trying to find a way to climb aboard here for the Vikings. Or a leadoff single. They went to the shortstop, Sherwhite. Little check swing that went to the third baseman, Stieg. The Vikings will try to put one out of play. Or out of the infield, that is. Instead, there's a strikeout by Mitchell, and there's 2 down. As you can hear the wind just blowing in from center field. I think that's way more so towards the Vikings dugout up the first base line. 2 down, bottom of the first. Janet Tazark batting the cleanup spot. We'll see this low. The run will go down to second base, and the runner in Schmitz. As we have a time with the Wingus making its way through. It's now 1-0 upcoming here to the cleanup batter in the lineup. So 1 ball, no strikes, as the Wingus just has climbed throughout the afternoon here in Kindred. The 1-0 is going to be hit up the third base line. That'll go foul. It's now 1-1. So runner in scoring position for the Vikings after the stolen base by Schmitz. Vikings trying to bring her in with a 2-out rally here. Potentially by Tazarek. Well, Mitchell sees this one hit on the ground, goes to the third baseman. Stieg goes across the diamond to Bussey. 5-3 on the putout. Nicely done on the infield here around the horn for the Central Cass Squirrels. As we head to the top of the second on the Bank North scoreboard, it's 1-0 Central Cass coming to the plate.
Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Top of the second inning we go here in Kindred. It's the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels, with Central Cass up 1-0 early here over the Vikings. As coming up will be 8, 9, and 1 batters due up here for Central Cass. Flanagan going up against Johnson. Flanagan looks to bunt. This one is hit foul. It's now 0-1. Gunnifson then back to the top of the lineup with Whitney Mitchell due up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Contest got underway at 4:30 earlier today. Here's the 0-1 offering upcoming. That'll be out of the zone on the Rise Bowl. No 1-1. First tournament locally to start will be on Wednesday. Both the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred-Richland Vikings, when it comes to baseball, will host a Region 1 baseball game at 5 o'clock. This is hit up the third base line. I'm going to go foul. It's 1-2. As Central Cass, the number 2 seed, the Vikings will either be the 3 or the 4 seed. The Vikings will be the 3 seed. They just got to find out who's the 5 or 6 between Oak Grove and with them the Oaks Tornadoes on who they will play. Central Cass, they know who they will host on Wednesday night. As Cora Johnson gets her second strikeout as Flanagan is retired, and there's 1 down here in the second inning. The number 8 seed is Zenderlin. The Ball Stars of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinto, Rossholt, and Lidgerwood, the 7. They will be making their way to Castleton on Wednesday night for the Region 1 baseball tournament. Again, the Vikings, they will host either the Tornadoes or the Grovers, as this one is popped up, and we'll see the first baseman, Fuchsa and Johnson, both go down the first base line, and Cora Johnson makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 down. As Gunnifson is out number 2 here in the top of the second inning. So Region 1 baseball tournament scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, Southeast Track and Field meet in Castleton on yourlivevent.com on Friday. Then Region 1 baseball, softball on Saturday on yourliveevent.com, barring Mother Nature. Here's one hit right back up the middle. Then the wind will tail it to right center field, and Mitchell will take a big round. Roland will throw it back to the first baseman, Fuchsa. Fuchsa, do they apply the tag? Yes, they do, and Mitchell is retired. So you do get the hit, but he eventually is retired on the play. As Schmitz will come in, the second baseman and Glover, for out number 3. So that'll go 8-6-3-4, and Mitchell is retired. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, it's still 1-0 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels.
On out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Bottom of the second inning, as you will see the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate, as Josie Matthias, the junior catcher. From there, Sierra Nipstead, then Charlie Odegaard coming up here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, going up against Whitney Mitchell in the first inning. Leadoff single by Roland, then Schmitz reach base on a fielder's choice, a strikeout of Johnson, and a ground out then from Dazarek to finish the side. Bottom of the second on the Bank North scoreboard. Visit banknorth.bank. That again is banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. See what values-based banking can do for you at Bank North. Chase Miller with you here today on yourliveevent.com as we're reaching closer to the 5 o'clock hour here on this first day of the week. Mitchell, we'll see this miss out of the zone. It's now 1-0. Josie digs back in now with a little bit of a hitter's count against Mitchell. Mitchell sees this one, that'll go foul. It's 1-1. Able to see the Shield Softball All-Star Series, which the last couple of years has been littered with some of the players from both the Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels last season. One of the days was at Coss Field in Castleton. Always a nice event at the end of the softball season to kind of take some of the seniors from across the state, get them recognized one more time, and we've seen some good athletes make their way, whether it's been JUCO playing locally, Division III, all the way up to UND and NDSU in recent years. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 2-2. It's bottom of the second. Mitchell looking for her second strikeout as Matthias sees the count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes against Whitney. 2-2 pitch, a little check sweep underneath the glove of Mitchell. This one will be in time though. Nice play from Sherwhite to the first baseman to Bussey, 6-3 on the putout, and better job that Whitney just kind of let that one go underneath her, as now there's one down here in the second. Sierra Nipstead will be coming up here for the Vikings, the freshman right fielder, awfully good basketball player in her own right for Sam Brandt when it comes to the winter season as well. We'll see this one missing inside. That's a ball. It's now 1-0. Both of these teams you just look through, whether it's maybe dual sport athletes when it comes to track and field, others that this is their particular number one sport. 1 ball, 1 strike, or you can just be an athlete like Sierra and find a way to put the ball in your hands. You probably are not too shabby in anything that you try in terms of volleyball, basketball, and here in softball as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be in there. Now 1-2. Central Cass got that 1 run early in the top of the first. Left the bases full. 1-2 pitch, swung on a miss, and Mitchell gets her second strikeout. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. As Charlie Odegaard now will try to get a 2-out rally going here for the Vikings. And for the Vikings, stranded a runner in scoring position last time here in the bottom of the first. So both teams with runners on. Central Cass with more of the chance to do some damage, and they cashed in at least 1 run. As this one runs in at the knee, it's now 1-0. Mitchell so far an inning and 2/3, 1 hit against. Infield single by Rowland. Nothing has left the infield so far against Whitney. That'll run in at the hands. It's 2-0. After Odegaard, it's Fuchs, the next scheduled batter here for the Vikings. Or Brianna. 2-0 offering. That'll be out of the zone now, 3-0. Minnesota Twins, winners of the homestand, winning 6 straight, 8 straight. Have the day off before they have a 6-game set, starting with the Baltimore Orioles beginning on Tuesday, and then they'll be done with Baltimore for the season. 3-0 pitch, 3-1. Minnesota Timberwolves back in action tonight, trying to take a commanding 3-1 series lead over the Golden State Warriors. And if they can win this game, they could finish it off at Target Center upcoming Wednesday night in Minneapolis. 3-1 pitch, will miss for a ball, a 5-pitch walk for Charlie. And you'll see the Vikings with a base runner on here in the bottom of the second inning. So from the professional Minnesota sports point of view, again, Timberwolves having a chance to get up 3-1 later tonight against Golden State. The Minnesota Twins will look to keep their winning ways going after, you could call it a horrendous month of April just in terms of the win-loss record. Trying to make that up here in the month of May as this one misses low for a ball. It's now 1-0. Central Cass, a win here today against the Vikings. They would go perfect in Region 1 play here this season at 10-0. Well, a loss here for the Vikings. Both teams would have one loss in the region towards each other. Here's the 1-0 offering from Mitchell. This will be hit on the ground. That'll go foul up the third baseline. It's 1-1. This season a little bit different with Maple River having their third year of a hybrid of a JV varsity program. Lisbon with their first sanctioned softball season in North Dakota this year. Then you had the Oaks, Foreman, and Gwinner co-op that will not be doing varsity. This one's going to be hit on the ground. The third baseman, Steve, comes in, goes across to Bussy to retire the side. No runs, no hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We play 2 complete today here on the Bank North scoreboard, and it's still a 1-0 Central Cass lead on your liveevent.com.
When you think about North Dakota State College of Science, don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartment. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
This is Jamie from Park Company Realtors, and I'd like to take a moment
to show you around a new development in Kindred, Norman Acres. With a country-like feel, Norman Acres gives you the opportunity to have your own fully outfitted shop or outbuilding just steps away. Residential lot sizes vary between 1/2 and 3/4 of an acre in size, and all lots for residences and shops have no special assessments. Give yourself the space to grow. Pick your spot and plant your roots in Norman Acres of Kindred.
Top of the third inning here on yourliveevent.com as you'll see Johnson continuing to work. First pitch swinging on the way is Sherwhite. Hits one down the third base side. That'll go foul. As Sophie was able to reach base her last time up on a hit by pitch. Stole a base and then came in a score on the RBI double by Bussy, which is the lone run so far here in this contest. Johnson with the 0-1. This one will be popped up. And we'll see where this goes as the pitcher will come in and unable to glove it as Sherwhite trying to make her way to second base slides in, and she's in there. So again, that one just pops up, plays the wind, hits the wall, and then from there rounding first and hustling is Sherwhite as she gets in a scoring position. So a runner in scoring position here for the Central Cass Squirrels as that'll be a leadoff double that barely leaves the batter's box, but with the wind and how it just kind of elevated that one immediately. Johnson trying to play it as best as she could and just kept tailing away from her. That's why you hustle out of the batter's box immediately no matter where the ball is. And you'll see this out of the zone for a ball to Preen. It's 0-1. That's been able to reach base her last time up in the first inning via the error and was stranded at third. This will be hit That'll go to right center field, and this one keeps going and going. This one will two-hop the wall. Rounding third on her way home is Sherwhite. Preen will stand up there. It's an RBI double. The ball gets away as Preen makes her way to third, then on the air. And the Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 3, make that a 2-0 lead here in the third. So Preen gets a double to right center field. Coming in to score is Sherwhite. As Selfie so far has plated both runs here for the Central Cass Squirrels, and here comes Bussey. Still nobody down here, top of the third inning. Bussey will see this in. It's 1-0. 2, 3, and 4 batters, and 5 batters here for the Squirrels have all reached base one time and trying to now make it a second time through the lineup as well. 1-0. That'll miss. Now 2-0 as the snap throw down to third base. Not in time. Kittleson at third with Roland at short. Schmitz at second base here with Fuchs at first. And Josie Mathias behind the plate for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Get to the outfield after this pitch. 2-0. This will be hit on the ground. This one will be gloved by the third baseman. And they throw over and get the runner in. Bussey retired 5-3 in the put-up. Preen comes in to score, as it's now a 3-0 contest. So one down, Bussey gets her second run driven in. Preen comes in to score, and nobody on here in the top of the third inning as Central Cass just put the ball in play, and good things will happen for Bussey, and that's exactly what she was able to do. 2 runs across so far here for the Squirrels in the top of the third inning. Johnson sees this one out of the zone to Steeg, who was hit by a pitcher last time up in the first. But again, 2, 3, 4, and 5 batters here for the Squirrels have done the damage against Johnson so far in the circle. Kate Odegaard stands in left here today for the Vikings as this one is smashed foul. Tazarek in center and Nipstead stands in right. But for the Squirrels, second time through the lineup, they've scored 2 runs so far here against Cora Johnson, and Mitchell earned a single as well to right. The 1-1, that'll be at the knee, missing now 2-1. Squirrels will have their regular season finale on Thursday up in Thompson, while the Vikings are scheduled to host Northern Cass on Wednesday. 2 balls and a strike. Has to be hit on the ground. That'll go to the third baseman. Coming across. Nice throw there by Kittleson to Fuchsa. Back-to-back groundouts to Kittleson. And there's 2 down here in the top of the third inning. All right, Zimmerman, who popped out to the second baseman, and Schmitz her last time up. A couple of doubles. And a ground out. And a ground out here as this one foul tipped into the glove of Josie Mathias. It's 0-1. Sherwood and Preen in to score so far here for Central Cass, top of the third inning. Cora Johnson with the 0-1. This one is going to go foul now, 0-2. And that goes to the bottom of the third inning where Kindred-Richland will try to solve Whitney Mitchell a little bit and try to do what the Squirrels have done, and that's put multiple base runners on base in consecutive order. Here's the 0-2 offering from Johnson. We'll keep it again foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes. First game of the season. Central Cass won by 2. An offensive style of game, 8-6, which the Squirrels able to pick up the victory back on April the 8th in Castleton. Cora Johnson, strikeout in the first and a strikeout in the second when Love won here to finish things off in the third. 0-2 and gets it, and Cora Johnson gets her third strikeout of the evening. But the Central Cass Squirrels do play 2 runs here in the top of the third as we make our way to the bottom half here in Kindred.
Family Farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Bottom of the third, as we will see the 9-1 and 2 batters, all lefties in order here with Gittleson, Rowland, and Schmitz on the way for the Vikings. Mitchell so far 2 innings of work, a hit against a leadoff single by Rowland back at the first, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. As this one goes all the way to the backstop, it's 1-0. 4 batters to plate for the Vikings in both the first and the second innings against Mitchell in the circle. 1 ball, no strikes on the way. These 2 teams will be the top 2 when it comes to the Region 1 softball tournament. Just a matter of find out who's the 1 seed and who's the 2 seed. They will be opposite of each other, so a chance to potentially play and meet again this season in the Region 1 championship. It should be a week from Tuesday in Castleton. Misses out of the zone, 2-1, 4 games on Saturday, 2 games just the semifinals on Monday, a week from today in Castleton. And your loser out, region championship and state qualifier, the final day, a week from Tuesday. That'll be a look at the Region 1 softball tournament bracket. A little bit different this year, having 8 teams make it towards the postseason. Some years they've done 1 and 2 seeds earn a bye, 3 play 6, 4 versus 5, and the double elimination from that standpoint. The 2-2 is going to be hit in the air. That'll go towards the shortstop, Sherwhite, who comes underneath it, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rowland, after batting from the left-hand side to open things off, will be batting from the right-hand side here for the Vikings. After earning that infield single, just putting the ball in play. Rowland hits one right back up the middle. That'll be a CNI single here, and Rowland gets back-to-back base knocks here for the Vikings. As we have a 1-out base runner on now here for Kindred-Richland. As Schmitz reached base her last time up on a fielder's choice, stole a base to get to second before she was retired there and left at that spot back in the first. Rowland kind of toyed around with Aspen Preen back in the first. We'll see if she gets going here early. This one will be hit in the air. Bussey going towards first, and this one will be out of her glove as she goes down the first base line and nearly goes into the chain link fence on top of it. Is Scott Koss making sure that she's all right, gave it all she had. Has a nice smile, making sure, assistant coach from the Vikings, making sure Brady's okay as well. As Brady, by the time she jumped for that ball, was about a foot or 2 away from hitting the fence. Came down, had a chance to glove it, just rolled off the glove as she nearly hit the outfield. No balls and a strike here to Schmitz, as this one will go off the glove. And they're going to say it actually is going to hit the batter here, so Schmitz will make her way to first. Rowland will go to second. And runners will be at first and second base here with 1 down. Again, just enough of Schmitz, they said, to give her the free bag at first base. Now it's Cora Johnson. Quite simply put, for the Vikings' best run scoring opportunity against Mitchell here in the circle so far through these first 3 innings. Second time through, seeing Whitney. This one's going to be bunted up the 3rd base line. That'll go foul now, 0-1. Cora Johnson worked the count full, had a nice at-bat before striking out her last time up in the first. Runner at second base is Rowland. Schmidt stands at first. Some nice speed on the base pass here for head coach Sam Brandt and the Vikings. 0-1 going to be bunted. That one will go up the 3rd baseline foul. One more time, it's 0-2. Now behind the count, Mitchell, just like Johnson, has a strikeout in every inning so far. Would like to add to that here in the 3rd. 0-2. That one will be out of the zone. It's 1-2. Could hear some folks up the third base side thinking that one might have been a strike from the dugout, just out of the zone. Now 1-2. As Mitchell sees this, that'll run in off the knee, and Johnson will also take first base here on a hit by pitch. So bases are full, runners at first, second, and third as Scott Koss will come and tuck over here with Mitchell in the circle. Rolling at third, Schmitz will stand at second. Now Cora Johnson at first base here for the Vikings. As Janet Tazarek with a ground out her last time up to the third baseman, Stieg, to finish things off in the first. For those of you that are just joining us, Central Cass with an RBI double by Brady Busty to score the first run. Back in the first inning with Sophie Sherwhite. Aspen Preen able to deliver an RBI base knock as well. That was in the third inning to bring in Sophie Sherwhite. An RBI double to right center field, and then a little ground out by Bussey plated Preen, and that's where it's 3-0 on the Bank North scoreboard here on the bottom of the third inning. Fifth batter to the plate for the Vikings on the bottom half of the frame as Tazarek for this Kindred-Richland co-op from the Richland Colts will dig in now. Looking to bunt. This one goes to Mitchell. Mitchell flips it to Preen, not in time. Oh, small ball on the way as Roland's got the speed, will come in. Schmitz will go towards third, and Johnson will make her way towards second. So one run across for the Vikings, and now they have the tying and go-ahead lead on the base pass. So still, again, nothing has left the infield in terms of the air. Leah Rowland able to hit one on the ground, a couple hops to the center fielder in Gunnifson, but outside of that, have yet to see a line drive or a fly out here today against Mitchell, as the Vikings using some small ball here. A single, a couple of hit by pitches, put one in play on the bunt. Thereby to Zark. Mitchell made a nice field and a flip just by the time it got to Preen. Rowland was already at home to get the first run of the game for the Vikings. As it fell up the first base side, it's 0-1. A game that's nearing the 45-minute mark here today on a warm, blustery Monday late afternoon, early evening in Kindred. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will be hit high in the air. This could be some trouble as the second baseman will go off of her glove, but there's going to be the infield fly rule be in effect, but it goes off the second baseman Flanagan's glove. Then the air here on the throw will go all the way towards the dugout, and then they'll move some runners around as well. So a run will come in. The lead runner will come in as well. So Schmitz is in, Johnson's in, and Tazarek will make her way all the way into score. So you had the infield fly rule called for out number 2 of the inning. And then after it went off of Flanagan's glove, coming in was Schmitz. Johnson came in, and then you also had Tazarek coming in to score after that one all the way, made it to the third base and inside the third base dugout. So a new score now, it's 4-3 with 2 outs here in the third inning. As we make our way around the carousel here for the innings on the Bank North scoreboard. This one will be missing, though. It's 0-1. So yeah, the infield fly, but by the time the infield fly went off the glove, he saw going immediately with Schmitz at third base. And the throwing error allowed the runners to move up with the play. And that throwing error gave him an extra couple of feet as this one is fisted. That will be in the short right field on the way for Sierra Nipstead, who gets aboard with a base knock. And there's a runner at first. So 2 down, bottom of the third inning, 3 runs across. Make it 4 runs across so far for the Vikings, and this will be the 8th batter to the plate. As you will see, Charlie Odegaard with a walk here last time up. Nipstead's going to go, and she is out at second. So Nipstead is caught stealing, and that'll retire the side, but not before the Vikings plate 4 runs across on the Bank North scoreboard.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Top of the fourth inning, 4 runs across again for Kindred-Richland. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, they got 3 runs in the top half of the third, or 1 run in the top half of the first inning. And for the first time, Corey Johnson will be pitching with a lead here today in the circle for the Vikings. As you'll have 7, 8, and 9 batters due up for the Central Cass Squirrels with Halverson. First pitch swinging, that'll go foul. It's 0-1. Flanagan and Gunnifson coming on here for the Central Cass Squirrels again, top of the fourth inning. Corey Johnson, 3 runs across, 4 hits, a couple of runs against here, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. No balls and a strike here from Johnson with the 0-1. That'll run in. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. So for the Vikings, they can win today against Central Cass, but that's about how much do they win by after the Squirrels won by 2 the first time they played, as this one is fouled off our umpire calling balls and strikes. It's now 1-2. It's coming out as Josie Mathias just to make sure, gives our home plate umpire, making sure he's all right after the foul tip into the mask. As you'll see, the 1-2 upcoming here to the sophomore designated player. Johnson takes a look at the wristband after the sign from Sam Brandt. 1-2 pitch. That'll be out of the zone. It's now 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Cora. Swung on a miss, and Johnson has struck out back-to-back batters and retired 4 straight here against the Squirrel lineup after Sherwin and Preen reach base, and ground out of Bussey and Stieg, and a strikeout of Zimmerman and Halverson. Here for Cora Johnson, as Flanagan will be batting from the left-hand side, trying to get a board here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As this one missing out of the zone, it's 1-0. So a tough inning, if you will, for Central Cass, as they had 4 runs come across, essentially 3 on just 1 play with the air. Here's the 1-0. That'll be in there for a strike. It's 1-1. As you'll have the 1-1 pitch upcoming yet again here to Flanagan. Flanagan struck out swinging her last time up in the second. Sees this one out of the zone, trying to slash at that one a little bit there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. The zone, good take there by Keeley. That makes the count even. Johnson looking for punch out number 5 here of the evening. She can get another swing and miss or hit one through the zone. Flanagan looking to get a board here with 1 out for the Squirrels. This one fouled back, and now pitch number 6, the at-bat upcoming here for Flanagan. Here's the 2-2. The zone now 3-2. Three-two pitch upcoming here is Johnson with the payoff. That'll be a good walk there by Flanagan. Third free pass of the game, and there's a runner now aboard here with Flanagan at first base. Fell behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Able to earn the walk. Fouled off a pitch or two, and now Gunnifson steps in. Leadoff runner out with a strikeout, but you get a runner aboard here for Central Cass. Then it goes back to the top of the lineup with Whitney Mitchell as that one misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. So 8-9 batters trying to be table setters here for the top third of the Squirrels lineup at the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0. That'll miss. Now 2-0 as Matthias looks back to runner at first base. 2 balls, no strikes here with 1 down, top of the 4th on the Bank North scoreboard. Kind of has that de facto Region 1 regular season championship towards it. This is low in the dirt now, 3-0. So 3-0 on the way here from Johnson. That'll be in there for a strike. As Gunnifson was a step or two down the first base line, thinking it was a ball, but have a chance to recollect herself here. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 is going to be fisted. That'll be towards the Kindred-Richland dugout. Foul, now 3-2. So back-to-back strikes by Johnson. Has worked the count full after falling behind 3-0. Flanagan stands at first base. 3-2 pitch, fouled again, and we'll see pitch number 7 upcoming here to Gunnifson. Here's the 3-2 offering on the way. Good at bat between both of these from Johnson's perspective, not falling behind and drawing a free pass to allow Mitchell to come aboard with runners at first and second with 1 out. On the opposite side for Gunnifson after taking a strike, fouling a handful of pitches off in a row. 3-2 pitch going to be hit on the ground. That's under the glove of the third baseman. I'll be in there for a base knock as it goes under Kittleson's glove. So Flanagan will make her way towards second base. Gunnifson will stand at first. And now there's runners at first and second with Whitney Mitchell. Third time through the lineup here for Central Cass. Mitchell struck out in the first. A single her last time up in the second that was run down on bases rounding first. Tazark got into rolling, and then they had Mitchell in a pickle. This one will be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. We'll see 5 hits against Johnson so far for Central Cass batters. No balls and a strike. 0-1, this one will be off the plates. Off that wild pitch will allow the runners to move up 60 feet. So we'll see Flanagan at third base. Gunnifson now at second. A base knock could tie or take the lead here for Central Cass. Here's the 1-1 on the way. This is going to be hit on the ground. That'll go to the shortstop. Roland takes a look at the runner. That's going to be in time as Mitchell is retired. It does bring in the runner, though, from Flanagan from third, and Gunnifson will make her way towards second to third base. It's now 4-4 contest. Roland did a good job coming in. Pretty much the only play she could make at first as Mitchell is retired, but goes get the run driven in. Sophie Sherwhite, first pitch swinging, hits one up the third baseline. That'll go foul. Sophie has scored 2 runs, hit by pitch, and popped one up in the infield. Johnson and Matthias unable to get to it just with the win and able to get to second base and come in and score after a double by Preen. Here's the 0-1. This one will go foul over the Third base dugout, it's 0-2. Batter number 5 of the inning for Central Cass. Awfully large run stands at third base in Gunnison. No balls, 2 strikes to Sherwhite. There's 2 down here in the 4th. And Johnson gets the strikeout. So Cora gets her 5th strikeout of the contest, but not before Central Cass does plate 1 run across here in the top of the 4th inning. As we get 1 run across on a hit, no errors, and you do have a runner left on base. As we make our way to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 4 on your liveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Bottom of the 4th inning, we go after Central Cass Squirrels tie the game at 4 apiece here in the top half of the frame. It will be 7, 8, and 9 batters here for the Vikings. Odegaard first pitch swinging, sees this one go foul. It's 0-1. Odegaard, Fuchsa, and Kittleson here for the Vikings. In a similar spot as Central Cass, having 7, 8, and 9 batters earlier in the top half of the 4th. Mitchell, 3 innings so far again of work. 4 hits as this one comes in, misses. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Fuchsa, her on deck, grounded out her last time up. Odegaard drew a walk on 5 pitches for Charlie. Back in the 2nd. And Odegaard sees a hitter's count here now, 2 balls and a strike. As Mitchell, a 2-1 offering. We'll see this. Missing the dirt now, 3-1. So Charlie Odegaard able to get to this count back-to-back at bats here for the Vikings. Mitchell, 3-1. This one will be a swing off the glove of Preen. Now 3-2. Mitchell, a strikeout in the 1st, a strikeout in the 2nd. A couple of hit by batters that came to score back in the 3rd inning. A handful of singles. Here's the payoff by Mitchell. This one will be foul. And Odegaard will do it all over again. The Vikings, the Squirrels, the Burros, latest in the top 10 poll in the state when it came to Class B competition out of Region 1. 3-2 is going to be grounded. That'll go to Stieg at third base. Makes a good throw and a nice job by Bussey with the stretch. 5-3 on the putout. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fuchsa also grounded out to the third baseman in Stieg, her last time up, to finish things off in the 2nd for Kindred-Richland. As the wind is, dare we say, gone down for just a brief moment here in Kindred. Mitchell sees this one out of the zone. It's 1-0. A game that got underway an hour ago here today in Kindred, back at 4:30. 1-0 pitch on the way for Mitchell. Big swing, good cut at it by Fuchs. It's now 1-1. Mitchell with the 1-1. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-1. Also upcoming, we'll have the Optimist Volleyball Series, nearly a month to the date. It'll be in the Bismarck, Mandan, and Fargo, West Fargo area coming up here in the middle of June. For the Optimist Volleyball Series on June 16th and the 17th. Then we'll get to Lions All-Star Basketball Series upcoming in the middle part of July. And that kind of puts a bow on the high school sports season for the 2024-2025 calendar year in North Dakota. A 2-2 on the way. And Mitchell gets her third strikeout on the swing and miss by Fuchsa. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As you'll go to the number 9 spot here with Kittleson, who popped out to the shortstop and Sherwhite to begin things off in the 3rd. August 22nd, the football opener coming up in the fall. And then before that, you get a little golf and a little soccer in as well. As this one is in there for a strike, going 1 cross country. So a little brief time to enjoy the summer, but first part of August will be here before you know it, back to another school year and finding those who will have their chances to maybe be the senior leaders on their clubs coming up in the fall and the winter. The 0-1 pitch, that'll be hit foul. It'll be 0-2. As Mitchell is looking for her first 3-up, 3-down inning here against the Vikings. Kindred-Richland sent 7 batters to the plate in the last inning, 4 in the first and 4 in the second. And back to the top of the lineup with Leah Rowland in the on-deck circle. No balls, 2 strikes. Good pitcher scout here for Mitchell. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts. 0-2 is foul back. We'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. For the Squirrels, it'll be 3, 4, and 5 batters with Preen, Bussey, and Stieg up to the plate in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will be out of the zone now, 1 and 2. Trying to see if Lila might give a little bit and go fishing out of the zone. Instead, able to have the bat right there on the shoulder. We'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. This will hit foul, and 1 and 2 will continue. One-two pitch out of the zone. So Kittleson, after falling behind 0-2, a foul, a couple of off. See some out of the zone. Not going after it. Mitchell with the 2-2 count upcoming. And a miss. Now 3-2. Tough one there for Kittleson to lay off of. Up out of the zone. Mitchell would love that one. Instead, we'll make the count full here to the number 9 batter, the junior 3rd baseman in Kittleson. And Kittleson will draw a walk. So for the Vikings, they've had at least a runner aboard in every inning against Mitchell. As it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Leah Rowland. Rowland, 3rd time through the lineup here, a couple of singles. One when she batted from the left-handed side, and one to the shortstop at Sherwhite, but off the batter's box. The other one, see a nice single right up the middle here for Leah. Put the ball in play twice against Mitchell. Kittleson at first, and she's going to be going towards second base. Here's the throw by Preen, and Kittleson is in there into second base. No balls and a strike on the way to Rowland, as Leah will love what she did the last at-bat. A little single right back up the middle and give the Vikings the lead right back. Central Cass led 1-0 after 1. Led 3-0 in the bottom half of the 3rd before the Vikings put 4 runs across. And Central Cass tied it at 4 apiece in the top half of the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1 offering. This will be hit on the ground, goes right back to Mitchell. Mitchell goes to Bussey, and that'll retire the Vikings here. A little 2-out rally, 1-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base here in the fourth as we played 4 complete today on the Bank North scoreboard. It is a 4-4 contest on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Top of the fifth inning here on yourliveevent.com. As Central Cass and Kindred-Richland. Here we'll see this one, top of the fifth inning, as Cora Johnson on for her fifth inning of work. Middle of the lineup here for the Squirrels. This is where they've done their damage against Johnson. Aspen Preen has reached base twice, one on a double and one on an errand. She hit one of the hardest balls here today to right center field here for Central Cass. Does have home run power. Preen, Bussey, and Stieg against Johnson. Here's the 1-0 pitch. No miss for a ball. It's now 2-0. Preen with a run driven in so far. Bussey with 2, Mitchell with 1. That makes up Central Cass's 4. Here's the 2-0 offering. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to left center field, and this one will split the gap. Preen rounds first, on her way to second, and Preen will get in there with a sliding double. So Aspen Preen able to go the opposite field. Another extra base hit for the Central Cass Squirrels, and they have the go-ahead run in scoring position. 6th hit of the game for Central Cass. A couple of doubles by Preen. Double by Sherwin and a double by Bussey here today as well. Bussey, a 2 RBI day so far. Would love to make it 3. First pitch swinging hits this one, but up the first base side. That'll go foul, where we see a golf cart, your own lawn chairs, and everything else. Nice looking crowd when these two teams match up and play in any particular sport. And here in softball. Question becomes, does one more run for either club is that good enough here today in this one? So the Vikings put everything together in one inning, just kind of extended the line. The 0-1 pitch by Bussey. This one will go foul. It hits her in the batter's box. It's now 0-2. And Stieg is the on-deck batter, hit by a pitcher last time up. The 0-2. This will be hit in the straightaway center field. This one going back, and that'll 3-hop the wall. Preen will round third as Bussey gets into second base with a sliding double, as Preen and Bussey trade spots here, and the Central Cass Squirrels have a 5-4 advantage. So Preen comes in to score. It'll be her second run of the game. Bussey gets her 3rd RBI driven in, both via the double variety in a quick time. Now as we make our way into the circle here for the Vikings, as they will talk both with the infield and the outfield here, as Stieg will come on now, and able to see this particular one for Central Cass with Preen and Bussey going to center field and left center as well, making their way through and across the side. And more importantly, from the Central Cass perspective, putting some good contact here against Johnson in the circle. As 4 of the 5 runs for the Squirrels have been either scored by Sherwaite or Preen today. And then 3 of the 5 runs have been driven in by, again, Bussey in the cleanup spot. And there's still nobody out here in the top of the 5th for Central Cass, with Stieg, who's 0 for 1, hit by a pitcher last time up, then grounded out to Kittleson at third base as well. So 0-1 on the way. here for Steger, third time against Johnson. There's a lot of softball to be had in this game with how this one is kind of the ups and downs. One thing Central Cass has been able to do consistently is put runners on base here against Johnson in every inning. There's been one inning where 3 batters came to plate, but that's because they ran themselves out of the inning for Central Cass. As this one misses low to Stieg, it's now 1-0. Central Cass again with the win is the number 1 seed in the Region 1 softball tournament. This will be hit on the ground. That'll go to Roland. Roland will one hop, and this one will go underneath the glove of Fuchsa, making her way around third. It's going to be Bussey. She comes in to score, and that will be a throwing error on the play. It will be a 6-4 advantage. So Stieg will reach base. Bussey will come in and score. It's now 6-4 Central Cass. As Roland with the throw across. One hops Fuchs in the dirt. Now you got Zimmerman at the plate. Rhea here for the Squirrels. And this one will go out of the zone. It's 1-0. So Stieg at second base again. Zimmerman, 1 ball, no strikes on the way here with Johnson in the circle. This one foul tipped off the glove. It's now 1-1. As we'll have the 1-1 pitch up coming again by Johnson. I'll miss out of the zone now, 2-1. So a double by Preen, a double by Bussey. An error that allowed Stieg to get to second, but so far 3 batters up for the Squirrels, and all of them have touched second base after they were at the plate. 2-1 pitch is going to be hit softly into center field, and coming down, that'll be off the glove of Tazarek. Sliding into third base will be Stieg, and there will be runners at the corners. I'll be with Halverson here as you'll have Zimmerman at first base, but we'll see Central Cass with a courtesy runner. Scorer Sander will come on now for Zimmerman. So runners at first and third right now, top of the 5th inning. It goes to Halverson, batter number 5 for the Central Cass Squirrels, as Central Cass right now with nobody out as well here in the top of the 5th inning. So runner at first base is Sanders. Stieg still stands at third. Johnson looking for a strikeout, or at least something that's popped up in the infield here to try to minimize any more runs coming in, particularly the runner at third. First pitch, that'll be out of the zone. It's 1-0. For the Vikings, bottom of the 5th, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 batters with Schmitz to lead things off. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. This will be hit on the ground. That'll go to Roland at shortstop. Roland will make the throw to Fuchsa. A run comes in to score. Runner will make their way to second. 1 down. It's now 7-4. So you'll take it from the Central Cass perspective, no doubt about it, by Halverson, a quality out. Stieg comes in to score her first run of the game. It's a run driven in by Halverson, 6-3 on the putout, and a quality out as that. As Sanders now makes her way at second base, or Sander makes her way at second base. Looking to bunt. Taking the bunt back is Flanagan. It's now 1-0. Flanagan with a strikeout back in the second, a walk, and a run scored in the 4th. As Johnson with the 1-0. This one is going to be bunted up the third baseline foul. It's 1-1. So Flanagan trying to see if she can bring Sanders over to third base and have Gunnifson do up after that. As right now the Squirrels with 3 runs across so far in the top of the 5th inning. Largest lead of the game is at 3-0 early in this one. This one will be off the glove of Johnson. Nicely bunted. Sander will go to third base. Flanagan will take first. And runners will be at the corners with 1 down on the air. Or the Vikings' tough play there as that one was bunted, trying to get the out at first, but after it went off the glove of Johnson, just no way you're going to get Flanagan with her speed, and runners are at the corners, and it goes back to the number 9 batter here in Gunnifson, who's 1 of 2 today with a single her last time up after working the count full. Kira looking to bunt as the runner will make her way to second in Flanagan. Trying to see if you can induce the catcher there in Mathias to possibly throw down to second, and the runner from third will come scampering towards home. Second base was completely vacated in terms of anybody going after it from the middle infield. 1-0 pitch is going to be smoked into center field, and oh, what a play by Tazark. A chance to double up the runner, and they do. They double up the runner. They're going to ask if the run's going to score or not at home. But that's going to be a double in terms of the double play to Zark to roll, and that'll be 8-6 on the double play, and it will be 7-4. Double play to Gunnifson here, and they're going to talk it over to see if the run came in, but they're going to see if the double play happened first. Otherwise, the run will come in to see if he can get run number 4. But regardless, the Central Cass Squirrels put 3 runs across on a couple of hits in this one. There was 2 errors and 1 runner left on base as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 7-4. Brand new score on the Big North scoreboard here on your liveevent.com.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
As we make our way, in terms of the innings here, we make our way to the bottom of the 5th inning on your liveevent.com after the double play. Nicely done by Tazark on the grab, then fires to Roland as they get the runner out at second to get out of the jam, as you'll have the Kindred-Richland Vikings now 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate here against Mitchell. This one swung and a miss by Schmitz. It's 0-1. Schmitz has reached base twice, once on a fielder's choice and another hit by a pitch her last time up, and she came in and scored as well. One of the Vikings put 4 runs across in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0. Make that the 0-1, excuse me. We'll miss. Now we'll make it 1-1. Mitchell, 4 innings of work so far here today for the Squirrels. 1-1 pitch. It'll miss. Now it's 2-1. For the Vikings, matching their largest deficit of the game, which was 3-0 going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning, that is. Swung on and missed by Schmitz. It's a strike now, 2-2. Schmitz trying to kind of step through and come up that batter's box there and see if she can slash one in the outfield or in the infield here potentially for the Vikings. A 2-2 by Mitchell. Strike 3 looking, and Schmitz gets the punch out, and there's 1 down. Mitchell with her first strikeout since she was able to do so in the 4th. A strikeout on the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and the 5th, and there's 1 down here bottom half of the frame. Cord Johnson 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch and a run. As that'll miss out of the zone, it's 1-0. Not next season, but 2 years from now, the Squirrels will be making their way to the EDC when it comes to softball. Just with where the enrollment numbers are in North Dakota, they'll be moving up as they've done for the vast majority of some of their other sports when it comes to boys wrestling 2 years ago, moving on up. Girls wrestling just with 1 class, but continues to grow. From there, their football team, just as the Vikings football team next season, will be playing in Double-A football. And then both schools in Division A when it came to basketball the last couple of seasons. As this one is in there for a strike, it's now 1-2. So not too many sports in this neck of the woods, at least from the Squirrels' perspective, will be B going forward. Here's the 1-2 by Mitchell. Off speed pitch, got her, and Whitney gets back-to-back strikeouts looking here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Schmitz and Johnson retire. Now it's to Zarek. 1 of 2 today with a single and a run scored her last time up. Back in the 3rd here for Jana. Made a nice play to finish in that double play. Gem in the center field to finish off the top of the 5th. First pitch. This one will be fouled back. It's 0-1. So Schmitz, Johnson retired via the punch-out. And Mitchell would love to make it a 3-up, 3-down inning here from the Squirrels' perspective. Get those bats back up to the plate. On 1 pitch. Will miss. It's now 1-1. In the 6th, it goes back to Whitney, Sherwhite, and Preen. Top 3rd of the lineup due up for Coach Scott Koss and the Squirrels. Desark sees the 1-1 coming from Mitchell. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike on the way from Whitney. Able to see that off speed, that kind of buckled Johnson. We'll see if she goes anywhere here. This one will be a grounder up the 3rd base line to Steeg. That'll go foul, now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th. Redhawks had a nice weekend when it came to their season opener, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Newman Outdoor Field. A lot of times their season opener could be 45 and rainy, which what the forecast looks like later this week, as this one is fouled. We'll keep it at 2-2. Warm the next couple of days, then Thursday into Friday. We'll see how much rain we get, where do the temperatures go. Friday and Saturday just might be high of the upper 40s, which will definitely feel cold in a 50-degree swing from today. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 looking, and Mitchell retires aside all via the K looking in this one. It's a 3-up, 3-down 5th as we head to the top of the 6th. It's still 7-4 in favor of the Squirrels on yourliveevent.com.
Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
As for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they have made a little bit of a switch here as Kate Odegaard, again the left fielder, will make her way now towards the pitcher spot here, or Charlie Odegaard, will make her way to the pitcher spot here for the designated player. And they'll just switch with her and alongside the pitcher with Cora Johnson moving forward. But Charlie Odegaard now in the circle for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. We'll go through Cora Johnson's stat line here in a moment, as you will see Mitchell, Sherwood, and Preen top of the lineup here for Central Cass. This one missing out of the zone. It's 1-0. Cora Johnson, 5 innings of work, 8 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts in the circle for head coach Sam Brandt. Here's the 1-0 offering to Mitchell. As this one misses. Now 2-0. Mitchell with a single back in the second, 1 of 3 so far here today. As a hitter scout, that'll run a zone now 3-0. See if Whitney gets the green light here, or she's taking all the way. Once you see a new pitcher coming to the game, 3 out of the zone. Is Charlie Odegaard right now looking to find that delivery right now here for the Vikings. Odegaard, a junior for head coach Sam Brandt. 3-0 pitch. Going to be a line drive right to Roland at shortstop. And there is one down here in the top of the 6th inning. Came in and jammed Whitney a little bit. One down as it goes to Sherwhite. Reached base twice. Struck at her last time up in the 4th. And we'll see someone just a little bit different in that circle here for Sam Brandt. Odegaard. We'll see this for a strike. It's 0-1. So the designated player and the pitcher just pretty much swapping spots again here for Sam Brandt's club. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 2 batter here for Scott Koss and the Squirrels, and Sherwhite is now 1-1. Region 1 baseball tournament will be at Starry on Field following Wednesday, which will be at the higher seeds. Starry on Field is scheduled to host on Thursday and Saturday, pending what the weather has in store. 1-1, making now 2-1. And then from there, the Region 2 baseball tournament going to be at Mayville State. Region 3 will be in Lemoore, all on yourliveevent.com. 3-1 pitch, swung and a miss. It's 2-2. Region 2 softball will have the opening round scheduled for Saturday. Highest seed will host, and they'll make the way with the final 4 teams remaining. A week from today will be in Mayville for the Region 2 softball tournament. 2-2 pitch is fisted foul. And EDC softball at Mickelson Field will be the final 2 days. The quarterfinals will be at the higher seeds coming up next week. EDC softball will be on yourliveevent.com next Friday and Saturday from Mickelson. 2-2 pitch, and Odegaard gets the strikeout. That'll be Charlie's first in relief, and there's 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Aspen Perinas hit a couple of hard balls into left center and right center field here in this one. 2 down, top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch on the way from Odegaard. And Preen hits it right back up the middle. That just sounded good from Aspen. There's a runner on near the top of the 6th. Junior catcher able to get on base all 4 times here tonight. Now it's to Brady Bussey. Bussey with 2 doubles, 3 runs driven in, and a run scored here for the Squirrels. Aspen Preen has 2 runs scored in her own right. 2 down here, top of the 6th. This one will run all the way back to the catcher, and Josie Mathias says it'll be a ball. It's 1-0, bottom of the 6th inning for the Vikings. You'll see Josie, Nipstead, and Odegaard to the plate. Their 5, 6, and 7 batters due up here for the Vikings. Here's the 1-0 on the way by and to Bussey. That'll go foul. Now 1-1. Season May 29th through the 31st. If you're a fan of softball, come out to North Dakota State, home of the state Class B softball tournament. Baseball will be at Newman Outdoor Field during that same time frame. 1 ball, 1 strike here as Johnson fires a strike. It's 1-2. As Odegaard able to come in and get the strikeout as Johnson in 5 innings of work. Charlie Odegaard with 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, no runs, an error with no runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We've played 5.5 today on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 7, the Kindred-Richland Vikings 4.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
On the Bank North scoreboard, visit banknorth.bank. That again is banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lenders. See what values-based banking can do for you. The Central Cass Squirrels lead by 3 over the Kindred-Richland Vikings here today on your liveevent.com. Region 1 softball. If this result holds, Central Cass would be the 1 seed and Kindred-Richland would be the number 2 seed entering play on Saturday. 7-8 of Maple River, Lisbon. From there you get Hinkinson Co-op, Enderlin, Northern Cass, Hillsborough, Central Valley, all making their way to Castleton on Saturday. 4 teams will get eliminated, so we'll cut the field in half to a week from today on Monday, where we'll have the semifinals. Also on your live event, we'll have coverage again on Saturday. So stay tuned with us throughout the week in Castleton. Here's the pitch by Mitchell. Run out of zone. It's now 1-0. Matthias Nipstead and Odegaard here as Matthias got things a little interesting her last time up. Bases were full. She flew out to the second baseman as this one is going to be grounded. A big hop that goes to the shortstop, Sherwhite. Sherwhite goes across the diamond, 6-3 to Bussey, and there is an out retired here as Nipstead comes up to the plate. Well, Matthias was called out on a infield fly rule, then the error at second base allowed the runners to come in to score. The 3 runners came in following the error as well of Schmitz, Johnson, and Tazarek after the infield fly. So dropped the ball. Runner broke from third, then the other runners broke first to second, second to third, and then by the time the throw came in, went to the dugout, so that allowed the other runners to come in and score as Nipstead 1 for 2 today. Swung on a miss. Hit a single to right her last time up here for the freshman right fielder in Sierra. 0-1. A miss out of the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, for Whitney Mitchell, she is retired the 5 straight batters. She's been able to do 6 out of 7. Make that 7 out of 8 here. With the lone batter to reach base was a walk with Kittleson back in the 4th. So Mitchell finding her groove after that 4-run 3rd inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the way to Nipstead. Mitchell with 6 strikeouts so far here in the circle. Vikings down to their final 5 outs of the game. 1-2 will be out of the zone now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes on the way from Mitchell against Nipstead. 2-2 swung on a miss, and Whitney gets her 7th strikeout. 2 down, bottom of the 6th inning is Charlie Odegaard. The pitcher will be coming up now. Odegaard 0 for 1 with the walk back in the 2nd inning. Last time a runner got on was a 2-out walk by Kittleson in the 4th. Vikings' best chance to score some runs in the 3rd, and they cashed in on it with 4. The Squirrels are just going to been peppering that scoreboard here today. As this one runs in, and will hit her right above the ankle, as this one will be base runner on. And for the Vikings, it's all about trying to bring that tying run up to the plate here in this inning or the next inning if it's still a 3-run game. As I'll take a look at coming up to the plate here with Fuchs as the next batter up, as we'll have a courtesy runner coming in here for the Vikings, as Emma Schmitz will be coming on here. So Schmitz will stand at first base. And then from there, we'll also get a new batter coming up to the plate for the Vikings in Miller, the freshman. Mia Miller coming up here for the Vikings, as you will see Schmitz coming on for the courtesy runner. Then Miller will be batting for Fuchs here in the number 8 spot in the lineup for the Vikings. And from there, Kittleson is the on-deck batter for Kindred-Richland. So far against Mitchell, 3 hits across, make that 4 hits across for Kindred-Richland. As Miller will be batting from the right-handed side. First time that seen her coming up here tonight. First pitch swinging, hits a slow grounder. That'll go to the first baseman. Bussey collects it to retire the side 3. And it's just a no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 6 complete on the Bank North scoreboard here today in Kindred. It's the Central Cass Squirrels 7, the Vikings 4.
Ready to save time, aggravation, and money? The team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Top of the 7th inning we go as Kittleson will go from third base to first base. As coming on now for the Vikings, again making her way towards third base will be Miller, as Miller now will be playing third role and still will be at shortstop, and Schmitz will be at second base. Extended right to Zark in center, and Kate Odegaard stands in left here today for the Vikings. As you'll see, Charlie Odegaard in for her second inning of work. Earned a pair of strikeouts in the 6th, gave up a 2-out single to Preen. As this one will run in and be a ball against Stieg. Stieg has reached base twice today with a run scored her last time up in the 5th. Currently 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch back in the 1st. Odegaard sees this one, check swing, went through the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now for the Squirrels, simply put, just trying to add on to their 3-run advantage. Here today, largest lead of the game was at 3-0, and here at 7-4 for the Vikings, trying to keep this one in the balance. Once you get to your 9-1-2 batters to the plate for Sam Brandt, some good upcoming players who make contact, but also some speed if they can minimize it to 0 runs here in the top of the 7th inning for the Vikings. You will see them put one good inning together in terms of productivity, get some balls in play against Mitchell. This one misses. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes as the wind has, in the first couple of innings, definitely was making a big factor. Now not as gusty from what we saw early on here today. But trying to come back a little bit here is the wind. The 2-2 pitch out of the zone, now 3-2. Stieg, 1 walk, 1 pitch away from drawing a full count walk. 3-2 pitch and able to do so. First free pass for Odegaard in the circle, and there's a runner on here on the top of the 7th for Central Cass. As you'll see, Zimmerman, 1 of 3 with a single her last time up. We'll come back up here for Ryan, the junior right fielder for Central Cass. This will be fouled to the backstop. It's now 0-1. High school softball today here in Kindred on what has been a scorching Mother's Day weekend into the early part of this week. 0-1 pitch off speed. That'll be in there for a strike yet 0-2. Enjoy the next day or 2 of the warmth because it's going to go back to feeling like the early part of spring, late winter with 40 degrees on the way for a high. The 0-2. That'll miss. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just for the spring sports, the athletic directors, the umpires, everybody involved, hoping that Mother Nature misses some of the areas in which the tournaments are going to be being held later this week into the weekend. Is this going to be hit on the ground right back up the middle? A nice piece of hitting on the way here for Zimmerman. So Stieg will stand at second. Zimmerman with back-to-back base hits. That'll be the second hit off of Odegaard in relief, and now it's Halverson coming up for Central Cass. The sophomore designated player. And with nobody out, we'll see what Kaylee does here in the number 7 spot. 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Well, Charlie Odegaard sees this one out of the zone, missing for a ball. It's 1-0. Central Cass an awfully large 4th and potentially 5th run in terms of the go-ahead variety standing on the plate. On the base pass here as this one misses, now 2-0 as the center field cam continues to bluster a little bit here today through this win. 2 balls, no strikes as Odegaard going to get back in the zone here for the Vikings. 2-0 pitch. It's a swing by Halverson. It's now 2-1. Two-on offering will be smashed, and this one will go off and right to the glove of Schmitz. Nice job by Schmitz on the line drive. Gets the out. Looks the runners back. Almost a snow cone there. And now it's going to be 1 down here in the top of the 7th with Flanagan. And Flanagan can hurt you in a multitude of varieties. What we saw earlier, just a bunt, able to put the ball in play. See if she does that here with her speed and a slashing hitter at that. Runner at second again, it's Stieg. Zimmerman stands at first. Here comes Charlie Odegaard with the pitch. Looking to bunt, this one goes, and this one will be a foul ball. The third baseman, and Miller was only 10 feet away from that one. That time she grabbed it from home plate. It's no balls and a strike. As we'll get a quick time here with head coach Scott Kost. And with this one, with the batter, with Flanagan, it's about that third baseman with Miller. Pretty much halfway between third base and home plate. You have to have Rowland covering third to not allow any run ability coming across. And with Flanagan possibly being there, matter about putting the bunt down if you're Scott, or maybe allow her to swing away here with where that third baseman currently stands. As Rowland pretty much almost playing where the third baseman Miller would play. Here's the 0-1 bunted, and that'll go foul. 0-2, that's the fun thing when it comes to softball strategy and alignment. Where do you put players, and how do you find the best way to find productive outs? Greg Maddox, when he was pitching with the Cubs, the Braves, and went through a couple organizations afterwards, said, I got to find 27 outs in a game. He was looking to find 27 outs, and softball, you're looking for 21. As this one is foul back now, no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes here as Flanagan continues to work for the Central Cass Squirrels. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking. The runners will stay put, and there's 2 down as Odegaard gets her 3rd strikeout. So Gunnifson, batter number 5, with a single her last time up in the 4th. Runners at first and second base here for the Squirrels. Number 9 batter hits a 2-hopper. That'll go to the third baseman as Miller does a good job not throwing across the diamond, just gloves it and able to beat the runner in Stieg at third. So 5 unassisted. There were no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Odegaard 2 innings of work here of no-run softball in relief of Johnson as we make our way to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 7-4 Central Cass lead with the Vikings down to their final 3 outs.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here. The Vikings down to their final 3 outs on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass with a 7-4 lead. 4 runs all across for the Vikings back in the 3rd inning, while the Squirrels have scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. 9-1, 2 batters for Sam Brandt, and some speed at that coming up here for the Vikings. First pitch swinging, swung on and miss here by Kittleson. It's 0-1. Lila 0 for 1 today with a walk and a stolen base her last time up. But right now for the Vikings, all about base runners. Trying to see if they can bring that tying run to the plates. 0-1 pitch. This one will be a slow grounder. The shortstop there, and Sherwhite bobbles it, refields it, and probably wouldn't have mattered anyway with the speed there of Kittleson. As you'll see the leadoff runner get aboard here for the Vikings. Another tough play again by Sherwhite, even gloving that one perfectly with how Kittleson was hustling up the first base side, but that little bobble allowed Lila, no doubt about it, to get on base. So Leah Rowland, a couple singles today, 1 of 3 with a run scored back in the 3rd. First pitch swinging, batting from the left-hand side. Now it's 0-1. A little bit of a switch hitter here for Leah, batting both from the left and the right-handed side. As you'll see Kittleson at first base again with nobody out. Mitchell with the 0-1. This one will be grounded. A high 2-hopper that'll go to Stieg, who looks back the runner. Not going to be able to do anything there. Throws it to Bussey. Bussey then going back to the third baseman, Stieg, which will allow now the trail runner and Rowland to get aboard. You have the air on the play from Stieg to Bussey as she looked back the runner. And then Kittleson will go from first to third, Rowland from first to second, and just like that, the Kindred-Richland Vikings with 2 batters and 2 on, and the tying run comes to the plate by the name of Schmitz. As Eliana and then Cora Johnson after that, the designated player here for the Vikings. Still nobody out, bottom of the 7th inning. Able to see the Vikings have a base runner on in every inning except the 5th, in which was a strikeout of the side for Whitney Mitchell. She was able to start that particular inning with a strikeout of Schmitz here, who's make that 0 for 2 today. Hit by pitch, a little check swing up the third base line will go foul. It's 0-1. This is the Vikings' style of play in terms of that slashing ability. Trying to put the ball in play, use your speed. The umpires will talk it over here with no balls and a strike. As you'll see the Schmitz digging back in, no balls and a strike. Mitchell trying to go the distance here for the Squirrels and pick up the 10th Region 1 victory of the season for Central Cass. The 0-1, that'll miss low, now 1 ball and 1 strike. They will be done with their region counters after this game concludes for the Squirrels. While for Kindred-Richland, they will have a counter with Northern Cass upcoming here on Wednesday. The 1-1 pitch, that'll be in there for a strike. It's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way. Rowland stands at second base, Kittleson at third. As this one is going to be grounded towards the third baseman, and that one's going to get off the glove of Stieg, as coming in to score on the way will be Kittleson, and going from first to second base will be Schmitz. So Kittleson comes in to score. Rowland goes to third. Now a runner will be in scoring position. It's 7-5 on the way. And that one, couple of bounces off the glove of Stieg at third, as she was also looking at Kittleson, who was also scampering back to the base. And now the Vikings have the tying run in scoring position with still nobody out. Bunting this one, Mitchell going to go over to the batter covering second. It will be a sacrifice fly on the play by Cora Johnson. Essentially a little squeeze as Rowland comes in to score. Schmitz will make her way to third base. There's one down, and it's a 7-6 contest. Now it's to Janet Tazarek as Schmidt stands at third. And he can do the same exact particular play here if you're the Vikings with a good bunt by Tazarek. Force either the catcher or the pitcher to make a play somewhere and see if that runner in Schmitz can get home and tie this one up bare minimum for the Vikings. One down, bottom of the seventh. First pitch swinging is Tazarek as that one will go towards the concession stands foul. It's 0-1. So single by Kittleson, a couple of errors, sacrifice by Johnson has allowed 2 runs to come across here for the Vikings. No balls and a strike to the cleanup batter. Then Josie Mathias is on the on-deck circle for Kindred-Richland. This one will miss, but goes past the glove of Preen, staying close at third base. Going to be Schmitz as Preen got to it quickly. Mitchell was able.
School district looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
And we do have a final here in this one as we had a little technical difficulties going away in the bottom of the 7th inning there. In the 7th, the Kittleson single. She came in to score after Rowland got on base via the air. Then Schmitz was able to get on base via the air. Sacrifice bunt by Johnson brought Rowland in. A strikeout by Tazarek, then Mathis hit a line drive shot to Bussey at first base to finish this one off. And the final again, Central Cass 7, the Kindred-Richland Vikings 6 in a game that goes nearly 2 hours today here on yourliveevent.com. Cora Johnson picks up the last 5 innings of work, 8 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Well, for Whitney, Mitchell picks up the win, 7 innings of work here today in this one. Gave up eventually 5 hits. There would be 6 runs across, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts here in this contest. The Central Cass Squirrels would leave 8 batters in this one. They would eventually get 10 hits. While for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they would leave 5 batters in this contest as they would have 5 hits today here in this one. The winning pitcher again, Whitney Mitchell, going the distance. 7 innings of work, 5 hits. There was 6 runs against again for Mitchell, 4 walks, and then she did have 7 strikeouts here in this contest here for Whitney. The Squirrels with a run in the first, 2 in the third, 4, make that 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. While for the Vikings, 4 runs in the third and 2 runs in the 7th inning again here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. With the win for Central Cass, they complete the region in terms of a perfect Region 1 record at 10-0 in a region play. And now 17-5 on the season. The Kindred-Richland Vikings drop to 11-7-1 and 6-2 in region play. They will have a 2-point contest against Northern Cass coming up on Wednesday. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, their final regular season game will be Thursday in Thompson. And then from there, both teams will make their way to Castleton on Saturday for the Region 1 softball tournament. As we go to our Play the Game, brought to you in part by our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Egg, taking a game-tying base hit away by Josie Mathias. You're able to see Bussey able to come in and make the stab at first base and get the out there as the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win. Nice play again by Bussey at first base. That is our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest. Agassi Precision Egg. Go to planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com for precision planting. From there, our Enbridge Energy players of the game will be the middle part of the lineup for Central Cass. The 1-2 combination I'll be able to see Sophie Sherwhite, Preen, and Bussey here today as they did a good chunk of the scoring. 5 of the 7 runs come from those 3. Also, 5 of the 7 runs driven in come from those 3 with Sherwhite, Preen, and Bussey. Here's a collectively, we're able to go 1 of 3 for Sherwhite. Preen here today was able to go 3 of 4 from the plate, and Bussey was able to go 2 of 4. They go 6 of 11 from the plate. 5 runs scored, 5 runs driven in, and they also had 4 extra base hits between the trio of Sherwhite, Preen, and Bussey. That is our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com. Taking a look at the final line score here as the Central Cass Squirrels with Whitney Mitchell goes 1 of 4 today with a single. Sophie Sherwhite able to go 1 of 3 today with a 2 runs scored. Preen going 3 of 4 here today with a couple of extra base hits, 2 runs driven in, and 2 runs scored. Brady Bussey with 2 of 4 with 2 extra base hits and 3 runs driven in. Stieg able to reach base 3 times with the runs scored, had a couple of walks and a hit by pitch, goes 0 for 2 today. Zimmerman goes 2 of 4 with a pair of singles. Halverson goes 0 for 4. Flanagan would eventually reach base twice with a walk and a run scored back in the 4th, and Gunnifson goes 1 of 4 here today. Well, for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, Leah Rowland with a couple of singles does have 2 runs coming in to score back in the 3rd and the 7th. Schmitz able to reach base 3 times, hit by pitch, and came in to score back in the 3rd. Cora Johnson able to come in and finishes today 1 of 3 with a hit by, make that 0 of 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Jenna Tazar goes 1 of 4 today with a single and a run scored. Josie Matthias goes 0 for 4 here today. Sierra Nipstead 1 of 3. Charlie Odegaard 0 for 1 with a walk. Make that 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Fuchsa goes 0 for 2. Miller goes 0 for 1. And then Kittleson with a walk and a stolen base in the 4th and a single and a run scored back in the 7th goes 1 of 2 today here for the Vikings. So for the Vikings, they will be the number 2 seed entering the Region 1 tournament on Saturday. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, they will be the number 1 seed entering the Region 1 tournament on Saturday. And we'll have all 4 of those games for you from Castleton starting at noon on yourliveevent.com. Again, your final, Central Cass 7, the Kindred-Richland Vikings 6. Thanks so much for joining us today here in Kindred for Region 1 softball on yourliveevent.com.